Well, welcome to the 700 Club. Just like the government, President Trump's State of the Union address is on hold. Last night, he agreed to postpone the speech until the partial shutdown is over.
And no one knows how long that will take. Frustration is growing as hundreds of thousands of federal workers will likely miss another paycheck. CBN's Jenna Browder has the latest from Washington.
President Trump and Speaker Nancy Pelosi have been sparring over the State of the Union for a week. And now the president is agreeing to postpone it until the government is reopened. Tweeting he'll do the address when the shutdown is over because there is no venue that can compete with the history, tradition, and importance of the House chamber. Wednesday, he sent Pelosi a letter stating he still planned to deliver the address on Tuesday. Pelosi responding with her own letter, officially calling it off. The president had this reaction for the cameras.
She doesn't want the American public to hear what's going on.
As to when the shutdown will end, the Senate is expected to vote on 2 bills today, neither likely to pass. Angry federal workers who aren't getting paid are protesting in Congress, and frustration is growing within departments.
I find it unacceptable that Coast Guard men and women have to rely on food pantries and donations to get through day-to-day life as service members.
Even the president's former Homeland Security Secretary and Chief of Staff John Kelly weighed in, signing on to a letter urging they fund the department. One bright spot in all of this is the church.
I don't want to be my pride get in the way of helping the kids.
First Baptist Church of Glen Arden, just outside of Washington, has given out more than 2,500 bags of groceries to federal employees going without pay.
We get a chance to be at least a hand of that provision, and we've been praying along with people here. But the biggest thing is just so people can get what they need, and I feel like those 2 biggest needs, along with their paycheck, is peace and is provision.
And there's no telling when the shutdown will end. White House Acting Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney has reportedly gone to different agencies to find out what programs would be affected if this lasts until March or April. In Washington, Jenna Browder, CBN News.
In other news, New York State lawmakers passed one of the most liberal abortion laws in the country. John Jessup has more on that story from our CBN News Bureau in Washington. John?
Thanks, Gordon. This week, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo signed a law removing restrictions on late-term abortions. Supporters stood and cheered the law, which allows unborn babies to be aborted even up to the day of their birth. Previous New York law restricted abortions after the 24th week. Governor Cuomo doesn't want to stop there. He's calling for an amendment to the state constitution protecting abortion against, quote, extremists who want to see it outlawed. Pro-life groups are responding with outrage. Go to cbnnews.com to see their reactions to the move. Well, U.S. diplomats have 72 hours to get out of Venezuela. President Nicolas Maduro ordered them to leave after President Trump declared the U.S. no longer recognizes him as Venezuela's leader. The Trump administration says it's ignoring the order. The Latin American country's National Assembly has sworn in opposition leader Juan Guaido as interim president, claiming Maduro stole last year's election. Maduro isn't stepping down, instead calling this a U.S.-led coup. Venezuela has been in financial turmoil for several years, with thousands of protesters taking to the streets demanding Maduro step down. Well, a Christian politician in Indonesia has been set free after serving nearly 2 years in prison for blasphemy against Islam's holy book, the Quran. This all stems from a 2016 election campaign when Basuki Purnama, the former governor of Jakarta, said people were wrong if they believe the Quran forbids Muslims from voting for non-Muslims. Islamic hardliners called that blasphemy. Critics said the case shows how Indonesia's blasphemy law can be abused and should be repealed.